Hi guys, what's up? It's your girl Charla from That Girl Cooks Healthy. So today I'm gonna show you how to make this Scotch Bonnet Pepper Sauce. It's really easy, straightforward, super fiery and extremely hot. Also, I have a non-vinegar recipe, but you can also add vinegar if you want to. So let's get to it. So these are the ingredients you're going to need. At the beginning of the intro, if you listen to it, I did say that this particular version of pepper sauce does not contain any vinegar because not everybody likes vinegar. Also, if you do want to add vinegar and make this recipe, you're more than welcome to do it, and I will let you know when you can add the vinegar. So let me go through the ingredients that you need. You're going to need some Scotch bonnet peppers. I have about 8 here, and 8 is pretty much a fiery recipe, so that does create a fiery sauce. But if you want yours even more hotter, then you can need to add at least 10 or whatever you want to add. So I have 8 Scotch bonnet peppers, and it doesn't matter about the color of them. I just happen to have some red ones. I also have some water, some olive oil. I do add scallion to the recipe as well, but I didn't have any to hand, so I'm only able to use some white onion, some red bell pepper, some carrots, a small amount of coconut sugar. You can use any type of raw cane sugar if you want to. Instead, I have a small amount of pink salt, some garlic cloves, and I also have some lime, and the lime is what's going to help to preserve the shelf life. But keep in mind that vinegar does keep the shelf life longer, but I specifically wanted to make this recipe vinegar free because when I make it for certain family members, they don't want vinegar. So this is why I'm showing you guys how I make it, so the shelf life will be shorter, but I will let you know if you do want to add vinegar when to add it. So the lime is basically a short-term preservative for the sauce. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to puree the vegetables. So I have my spice grinder here. It's a spice grinder and a coffee grinder. It has a wet blade, so the blade that you can see there is a wet blade. So I'm going to start by adding my garlic cloves, and I'm going to combine that with the onions, and then I'm going to just puree that and put it into another bowl, and I'm going to repeat the process by doing the same thing, cleaning out the bowl, and then I'm going to add my red bell peppers, and I'm going to clean out the bowl. What you will notice as well is I'm adding a small amount of water, and I add a small amount of water when I put in the garlic cloves and the onion. You only need a small amount to break it down, and also when I'm doing my carrots. I didn't add it when I put in the red bell peppers because the red bell peppers tend to be quite soft and they break down pretty much alone without adding any water to it. So you want to break those down and put them in separate bowls, and then I'm going to show you what to do next. The reason why I do this is when it comes to cooking the ingredients, because you need to cook them, I find that when you puree it, you get a better result than leaving them whole or just roughly chopping them. So you want to break them down, and then I'm going to show you guys what you need to do next. So this is what your onion, garlic, your carrot and your red bell pepper should look like, nice and pureed. I forgot to say as well that I chopped my Scotch bonnet by hand. Do not put it in the blender just yet. You want to be able to just do that by hand because the fumes are going to make you cough, and it's better to do it by hand wearing some gloves. So what we need to do now is we need to cook those raw vegetables for the sauce. So I'm just going to add some olive oil to a large frying pan on medium heat. And once that heats up, I'm then going to add my onion and garlic mixture, followed by my carrot mixture, and then I'm going to add my red bell peppers, followed by the chopped Scotch bonnet. Just as another reminder, you do want to cut the Scotch bonnet by hand. Don't put it through a blender because it's probably going to make you cough, because you're going to need to have, when you're doing this, you want to keep your kitchen or wherever you're using, you want it to be well ventilated, because those seeds are they can cause pretty much a response where you might end up coughing a bit. So just be really careful when you're handling them, and like I said before, please wear gloves as well, because this recipe is really hot and I don't want you guys getting injured or hurting yourself. So please proceed with caution when you're doing it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just using my little spatula and I'm just going to saute those ingredients for a few minutes. And once I do that, I'm then going to add my coconut sugar, and I'm also going to add the pink salt, and I'm going to reduce the heat and I'm going to put it on low to simmer for about, say, 15 to 20 minutes. And during that time, you want to keep an eye on it because you don't want it to stick, and you don't want to you also want to make sure that there's enough water in there as well. So just keep an eye on it when you are leaving it to simmer down. So I'm going to show you guys what the mixture looks like after about, say, 10 minutes or so of simmering away, and I can see now that some of that liquid has evaporated. So I'm going to put a small amount of water in there, and I'm going to leave it to simmer down a little further. So I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm just going to leave it to just simmer a little bit more. So the simmering time is up now, and I'm going to remove the lid and I'm going to show you guys what the mixture looks like now. So it has enough moisture in there now. So what I want to do now, before I take it off the heat, I'm just going to squeeze in some lime. So if you are deciding to add any vinegar, this is the time when you would add it, because you just want to add it before you actually turn it into a smooth sauce. So just squeeze in your lime or add the vinegar if you choose to use that method. So I've transferred the sauce mixture into my blender. So I have a Ninja blender, so it's quite a high speed. So I'm going to put the lid on, and once I put the lid, I'm just going to leave it to blitz. It's going to take about a minute or so to blitz into a smooth consistency. And once I do that, I'll show you guys what the consistency looks like. So I'm going to remove the lid now and show you guys what the consistency looks like. It should be really nice and smooth, and it shouldn't have any lumps or anything like that in there. So I'm going to get a spoon just to show you guys a close-up of how smooth that sauce consistency is. So that's it, guys. That is how you make your Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. Really easy recipe, and one that you can use with so many recipes, and most importantly, it is vinegar free if you choose to use that method of the lime. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It will help to motivate me to make more recipes. And thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the other side.